We're talking, and it's really natural. Oh, I didn't see you there. What's going on, everybody?
Bitches to Birds of Play Spring 2017 season.
Somebody's gonna
How
take.
y'all doing?
I guarantee you, before the episode's over, John will take his shirt off.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. I'm John C. Tyler McCrone, joined gladly, perfectedly by our returning champion,
A very confused Logan Anstead.
our featherweight champion,
The Pierce Turner.
and the newcomer in the WWE Authority universe.
Jack Plefko, the janitor.
What are you doing right now?
I don't know.
What is this?
I wanted to be high energy, you know?
Yeah, well, we should be high energy. You know what happened yesterday at 11 p.m.?
Segways.
Into Nintendo Switch.
Nintendo
That's
Switch
that new console we
Nintendo
talked
Switch.
about and made fun of.
It was.
Switch.
Yeah.
I get what you did there.
They did that every time they do
Yeah, they go. In the trailer too. Like they did
Before we
it
get
1,000
into it,
times.
I'm really actually curious about like everyone's kind of general like feelings about the show. I thought like
Our show?
no like about the whole conference. I thought like in general lukewarm at best.
It was a terrible press conference.
Terrible.
It was an
So
absolute.
bad.
So I only just watched like the trailers. I just went through.
You didn't watch the actual conference.
I
live?
didn't watch the live conference because
You're lucky.
it's never worked before. I've watched them before and they've always been just awful. And then I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I just want to see the trailers. I watched the trailers and I actually thought I was like really pumped for it.
There's such thing as good video game press conferences.
That is
Yeah.
true.
They make those, just not very
Like
often.
Nintendo
Sony-
has done it before. They have done it before at E3. I feel like they're always more
Yeah.
prepared for it. But
Because
this
they're
was-
directs. The directs
Yeah.
from Nintendo.
Right,
are fantastic.
yeah.
But this was like the most awkward. Like we're gonna present this thing. It's in all in Japanese, but we're putting it across the world, and our
Right.
translators are going to not know what's going on because people are going off the
Right.
script. And we're also gonna start with the worst games and not show you Zelda until the end.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the games.
Let's talk about
Yeah,
the
let's
games.
see.
So it started off with ARMS, correct?
No, it started off with 1, 2.
It started with 1, 2,
switch.
switch.
1, 2,
Which is
switch.
what when I saw the trailer for that and when I was watching like parts and clips from the conference, I thought that was like the introduction to the script. I didn't think it was the game.
Right.
Like I thought it was like 1, 2, switch, and I was like but no, it was like but they didn't show any
But then they
games.
switched it on you.
I thought it was gonna be like the Wii Sports, like it's the cheap $10 bundle.
Well, that's what it does seem like. It is the Wii
Except
Sports
it's-
game.
That's what they're going
Except
for.
it's
Right.
$50.
Right, it's not coming with the console.
And
It's
they didn't
not-
show any game. They didn't show any gameplay, right?
No,
Like,
you
I
don't
watched the
need a
trailer.
You don't
No.
need a screen.
Yeah.
You don't need a screen. It's
So
a
you're just
fun
gonna
party
look-
game to
yeah.
take
You're gonna look
along.
very
with.
silly playing that
We
game.
kind of see already like at the very onset of the first game being announced the really weird like stance that Nintendo's taking where we can just kind of charge whatever we want for these things.
Right.
Like I felt like we'll talk about the whole the overpricedness of all of it. What I kind of felt like happened just kind of in general, probably a little too early, but what happened was Nintendo said, "Oh wow, the Switch is super popular. We can charge whatever we want
Yeah,
for all
the-
this stuff, and everyone will buy it."
I
Here's the
completely
thing,
agree.
The base console I don't think is an egregious price.
No, it's not.
I think
No.
$300.
$300.
$300.
That's actually perfect.
$299,
Yeah.
like $250 would have been my sweet spot, but like
300's fine.
300 is fine.
It's a good price.
The
Yeah, it's a good
problem
price, it's a
is
good price.
like when you get down to the games lineup that's coming out and then how much the peripherals do cost, it's a bit of a problem. The fact that 1, 2 Switch is $50 really rubs me the wrong way.
It's not
because
good.
that seems like one of those
one's gonna buy
VR
it.
thing.
No.
It seems like the VR games that came out last year. It's like
What
you're
rubs
gonna-
you the right way?
You're gonna pick
Shut up.
The Legend of Zelda.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Don't
That's the
tease
good
me.
part.
Don't
But
tease
so,
me.
1, 2 Switch they introduced, everyone's thinking, oh please, tell me they put Red Dead Redemption 2 on this. Please tell me they're doing that. And it's like, no, it's actually just
Didn't you see the trailer for 1, 2 Switch?
It's actually just just a really crappy like motion control like game and they're like, and you don't
They're like
need,
doing yoga poses
yeah,
and stuff.
you
I
don't need
Yeah.
a screen.
Well, it's like
What-
Mario Party. Or
And
whatever that game
and then
is.
they showed the same
thinking of
trailer
WarioWare.
again, or we thought it was the same,
Same
trailer,
trailer.
but for a
Arms.
different
Yeah,
game
that was
called
that was
Arms.
really weird. That was the exact same
Yeah.
trailer.
Pierce, would you like to describe? Because I feel like
Okay, so
that
both
you're
trailers,
fascinated by
both
this.
trailers, you'll see. Well, I'm sure you're watching them now.
You're
as
probably
we
seeing them, yeah.
talk.
But
But both
describe it
trailers
anyway
were
for-
literally
for
like
the audio listeners.
two weird people walking up to each other,
With
all
slinkies
serious,
for arms.
with frowning, and they're standing there for a second, and then they start doing something really silly with Nintendo controllers, and it's ridiculous.
Remember soccer boppers? This is them
Yeah.
now. It's just like that thing.
For half the trailer of Arms, they weren't hitting each other
Yeah.
like in game. Like I saw they just kept.
Yeah, they just kept
I was
dodging
like,
each
so
other.
how do you win?
Arms is 60, yeah.
Arms
Oh, yeah, Arms is a $60 game.
So another problem that Nintendo is for some reason experiencing, they looked in their past and they said, "Oh wow, Wii Sports, that sold a lot. It was really cheap.
Right.
That's
You
the
know,
only game of all time.
These these different cheap little games. What we're gonna do is make 2 versions of that, make it worse, and charge like triple the price. People will buy it.
Okay, wait, hold on. You don't know this. You don't know this
Well,
worse. You don't know.
yeah, I
you
don't
don't
know.
yeah, we
It
don't know
is
what's
developed by
I don't know
Platinum.
what's
Okay,
worse.
but also there's
Platinum's
something.
made some damn good games, dude.
There's something
Yeah,
else.
Star
that-
Fox Zero and
Okay, but
Teenage
that was
Mutant Ninja
that
Turtles
was that was
killing
like
it
Platinum
recently.
Team B. Like you know what I mean?
But that's what they put out recently. Those are their two
I know,
latest
it
releases.
sucks.
The
Let's
last
not
good
get
game they had was
caught up on
Bayonetta
Platinum
2.
But here's the
entertainment.
thing. Here's the thing. I think that Nintendo's trying to do with ARMS because they have kind of like a Splatoonish cartoony look for it. I think they're trying to release this as their new IP. So like if they did make a Smash Brothers, you can expect to see like
ARMS.
the
It-
ARMS
It would
people
to
in
me,
the
it
game.
looks like the spiritual successor to Punch Out.
Punch Out. Yeah. Which is
I
another
can-
like
It actually
thing.
I didn't
has the
think
same
about
art
that.
style.
I can
yeah.
see that.
This
Yeah.
has this has like ARMS is to the Nintendo Switch what Knack is to the PS4 for me. Like it looks kind of cool.
You
It
mean the
seems
best?
like-
So it's the
it
best
seems-
console exclusive.
seems
The
like
best selling game of all time.
Seems like a cool idea, and it's going to come out, and it's going to be like as 5 or 6 at best, but people are going to play it because it's one of the only things that's available.
I'm still waiting for ARMS 2, honestly.
ARMS 2. Well,
ARMS 2.
give it a few years, it'll happen.
So where's ARMS
Do you
2?
think ARMS 2 and
But
Knack 2 will
also-
be in a bundle together?
That would be kind of cool.
Can we talk about how bad of names those are for games
They're not
too?
good.
They're
One
not
two
good.
Switch is
ARMS-
not
What are you
good.
gonna-
ARMS is not
Okay,
good.
yes, they were sleepy when they were making those names.
Yeah, they're not. That's not.
I feel like
ARMS,
another
one, two,
thing is like Nintendo has just been doing this thing recently where they like Nintendo Switch. It sounds like that they like have it like because their name for in Japan is obviously something different.
Right.
Probably sounds a lot cooler than ARMS, but loosely translated probably means arms. And like, well, that's what it is.
For the most part, games are the same title across the world, with exceptions like Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
true. That's
like-
true. That's
No,
true.
ARMS is ARMS everywhere.
is ARMS.
ARMS
Wait,
is
really?
just
ARMS.
ARMS.
Oh,
So
yeah.
they're not like so in Japan like their new game ARMS. And
Oh,
everyone's
yeah,
like-
dude.
Yeah.
Well, then
not good.
also like I know that in Japan they have like shirts with English words on them that like don't.
Yeah.
So maybe they think it sounds cooler than.
True be true. I mean,
You know what I mean?
I have no
But
idea.
ARMS,
I think
It's still
everybody
dumb.
thinks
It's still
ARMS-
dumb,
yeah.
but it's
in that
not. You
context-
know.
In this context too, it's like ARMS. Like, oh, is it like a hardcore shooter simulator? Or is it something like
Right.
that? No, it's cartoon people with slinkies for arms punching each other, and we're going to charge you $60 for
Okay,
an
I
arcade.
am-
We're giving
going
ARMS
to get
I
it.
think we're giving ARMS a little bit too
We're
much
nailing
attention.
ARMS
Yeah.
really
Yeah, let's move on. Let's move on.
Okay, 1-2 Switch, ARMS. What was next? Okay, let's talk about some good stuff.
Can we talk about
Super Mario?
Still
Mario?
games?
Mario.
Super Mario Odyssey. The Dark Souls of Super Mario universe.
It's nothing like. I don't
Why
know
do
what
you
you're
why do
talking
you say?
about.
Can you actually explain why you say
There's
that?
one scene in the trailer where he's in a forest and it kind of
Oh,
looks like
it
Dark
kind of looks
Souls.
like. Is that it?
That's it.
I think you just play so much Dark Souls that you just
I
see
see it
everywhere.
everywhere.
You know what the opening was creepy for me though, because it was like
weird.
almost a photorealistic New York City with like
Right.
fake people, but
Yeah.
Mario
Right.
was really
It was
size
weird.
proportion and looked out
It's
of the
really
ordinary.
weird.
I think it's supposed to be Mario like in our world.
Right.
Because he pops out of a real life pipe. Like, he doesn't pop
Yeah.
out of his Mario pipe. He pops out. He's like, oh.
Sewer pipe.
It's like yeah, super pipe. And so
It kind of looks like Mario is visiting like different, like Kingdom Hearts
yeah,
worlds almost, where like
and it looks
Okay.
Everything has a
fantastic.
different
Like,
aesthetic.
It looks really good.
But is he gonna kiss a
graphically.
human girl like Sonic did?
please no.
It
I don't
does
think
look-
they will.
yeah.
Peach is in it, so he's still got his main. So I think we're okay there.
His
It's
main?
his main. His
bae.
His bae.
oh.
That's what I mean. Sorry,
Lingo.
I don't know the lingo. But
What's his face had a top hat.
SO.
Oh yeah, what is with his
SO.
hat with the eyes?
Significant other.
Yeah.
dude.
oh yeah, he's especially in
Yeah, Bowser's a pimp now.
Yeah, Bowser's a
New,
pimp.
New
He's a
Super
magician
Mario
pimp.
World. And like
Yeah.
New Super Mario World, he like same kind of thing. He had like a carnival theme going on, and I guess they just like liked
he's
it.
just-
No, but
It's
it's
weird.
like everything's going open world now. Okay,
Yeah.
Metal Gear's going open world, Final Fantasy's going open world. Why not Mario?
Assassin's
Okay,
Creed's
this
going open
seems
world.
like the natural progression for the Mario series.
Which is okay, yeah.
But what's,
I'm
dis-
okay with that.
probably
what's
okay.
disappointing
Like
is that
parkour
it's
Mario.
way far off. It's fall this year.
Oh yeah.
That's
It is.
what a weird time to announce.
not
That's-
way
it's-
far off.
It's for something like the Switch where it could very easily fail. It's pretty far off.
When's
You
the
want
last
it to
time
be
Nintendo
closer.
launched a console without a Mario game?
I
Like
the
the
3DS.
The Wii or
something
whatever?
like that. Yeah.
The 3DS had it. They waited. The
Super
same,
Mario 3D Land.
They waited
was like,
the same amount of time
Yeah.
though,
Yeah.
and that was, and that, I think that's the reason why because the 3DS had no launch titles, and then Mario Land came out, and maybe they're hoping they'll do the same thing. Like if the Switch fails, like
They'll kick up
like
sales.
Breath of the Wild will hold it off until Mario
Well,
comes
okay,
out.
yeah.
talking about announcing games too early. Okay, this
Right.
Square Enix game that was announced. What was it called?
Octo-
Octopath
Project Octodad.
Traveler.
Okay, here's the problem with announcing games when you don't even have a damn name for them. Okay.
Or a good game to show.
that is their name
No,
for
it's
it.
the working title. It's the working.
It's got to be the working title. There's
is. I
no
looked
way.
it up.
From Atlas, I doubt it.
If
I
it says
think that's the
Project,
title.
It's
that's
Square
normally
Enix,
means
not
it's
Atlas.
a
Square
working
Enix.
title.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it's got to be. It's got
Square
to
Enix
be.
is just dumb, and the game looks cool, but like, come on, you guys are so silly. Like, you guys are just.
Well, I mean,
Everyone's making fun of you in the
It's
world.
so- it's
The
so
game
anime.
looks cool. It looks dope, but that
does
name
look
is
pretty
just
cool.
like what? Like I was literally like belly laughing
Project-
for a solid
the
5
name
minutes
isn't
after it was
isn't a
revealed.
deal breaker for video games.
No.
I don't think.
Okay,
Like,
no, but if you watch the whole live stream and like the live stream was already comical at that point because of how bad and how cringeworthy it was,
Right.
and then you just see like Octopath, blah blah blah, and I'm just like, what is like
yeah.
who chose this? And I see in the Twitch chat everyone's like tentacle porn.
You
Like,
know what I feel
what's
like?
going on?
reporter's just.
Yeah.
This is a
what
separate
is
issue
the-
for a separate
what?
show. but announcing games too early is a crisis in the
Well,
industry.
that's been a
And-
crisis for
Right, it's like releasing a game on Steam and it's beta or alpha and like
Yeah.
expecting
And Square
full price
Enix
for
is
it.
the biggest culprit for it.
Okay, yeah. But as we
moving
said,
on.
Yeah.
different show.
And then
Yeah.
What was next? Was it
Xenoblade Chronicles
Xenoblade,
2.
who cares?
Oh,
Skip it.
yeah. Can we just move on from
cares?
that? 'Cause
Yeah,
it didn't.
but that's
yeah.
that's the problem I want to highlight. How much of that conference was I just like, who cares?
I mean,
Most of it.
Wait, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 looks cool. What?
The
Moving
ending,
on.
the end,
Moving on.
the end of the game was cool, but the problem, my biggest issue so far is one, they didn't show anything, like it just showed them walking around, and two, it
Nothing
looks the
substantial.
same graphically as everything else that they've done. So really, there's like they didn't show us any cool new thing. Like Mario Kart, moving on, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, they showed us new characters. They showed us that they're adding in like coin and balloon battles.
Not during the
with new
live,
maps.
not during the like live.
They didn't show it during the
mentioned
live.
all they said. All they mentioned some stuff.
Okay,
and
well,
then
the trailer
it came out of the
afterwards.
press release.
Yeah.
But that's what made the press conference so weak because
Right.
they like saved the good and the bad stuff for afterwards. Like they ended with a high note like Legend of Zelda, but like stuff about Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, the details like Dry Bones coming back, which I'm stoked for,
Right.
is like that's at the end, and then like the
Dry
double
Bones.
power-ups thing is at the end, and then
Splatoon characters.
yeah, and then
Different
you speak of the
characters.
That
bad
looks
stuff,
good.
like the peripheral cost for this
Splatoon.
thing. That didn't come out until a press release 2 hours after
Well,
the
you don't
conference.
want to say that during the conference. You don't
Yeah.
want to say, hey, by the way, you can buy these two little tater tots
Oh, yeah.
for
So,
$80.
But before we go to that,
So
Legend of Zelda, was there anything like new, substantial announced? or
Yes.
just-
They showed a
Yes.
ton of
Showed a
games.
ton?
That
Yeah.
was the only thing that got me excited. Like I was literally before the conference started, I was like, all right, I can't wait for them to really nail this press conference.
Right.
Can't wait to pre-order this thing. I'm watching it, and it made me stop refreshing Amazon's page,
And
and,
then
it made me
pre-order
just
anyway.
like, hey,
Breath of the Wild is, once again, going super open world. I mean, Zelda
Yeah.
games have always been a little bit, but it's like
Yeah.
straight
This
up.
is like the way they've been describing it, because like we've had open world games and like Skyrim and stuff, but they're like, yeah, you can just go that way and you can just go. Like it's not like you have to hit a town and then hit a load time and hit it like each. And I hope not. I hope they're not like trying to do something like that. If it is, whatever. But like, so far it seems like you can just go climb a mountain and then
Yeah.
be like,
Dark
I'm
Souls,
But that's-
Dark Souls-esque.
Dark Souls-esque
No,
Link.
not
No.
everything is Dark Souls.
The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is going to be the game that everyone is getting on launch day. That is going
Right.
to be the title.
Well,
the problem
they
with
come out
that,
the same day,
The
so-
problem, the problem with that is it's the only game I'm really interested in that's coming out
Mario.
on launch
Right.
day.
I don't know, man.
Like-
I'm
Well,
really
but
sad.
that's
yeah,
in fall.
That's in fall. Right,
That's
right.
in fall.
So
Breath
if
of
we're
the
talking
Wild
about
is
launch
a
Mario-
killer
games,
app. It's a killer app. Without it, this would be a pretty weak launch.
Because after, Legend
It's
of
still
Zelda
pretty
isn't going to
weak.
last until fall if you play that like,
Right.
exclusively on the Wii. What else are you going to play for
But
2
this is
months?
the thing. If you have
Two,
a
one
if you
Switch?
have a Wii U, there is almost no reason to buy a Switch right now.
No.
There's no
Okay.
reason to.
The
Breath
lot-
of the Wild is coming out on Wii U. Mario Kart 8 you already have. That's coming out. The deluxe version is coming out for Switch in April. You have the new Mario game. You can wait 6 months or into the
Splatoon,
fall
yeah.
when. Yes, Splatoon 2.
Which
you
looks
already
the
have
same as-
yeah.
yeah.
It's almost exactly the same as. There's literally no reason.
Where
that you
else
have
am
a
I
Wii
going
U.
to play ARMS, though, dude? I got to get my ARMS action
Well,
going.
I saw you wanted to make a point. about
Yeah,
it.
I want to make a point that like looking back on Nintendo's like launch titles, originally Nintendo was like the best when it came to launch titles. Like they gave Mario out when the NES came out, and when the SNES, they had fantastic. It was great. Like you're like, here it is, it's bundled. And then with the 3DS, it was really weak, really weak. Like I'd say, like I remember I got it, I was very pumped for it, no games.
3DS
Wii
had a
U,
bad
it
launch.
was pretty weak, and it wasn't until this past year or two that like I actually was like, oh, I can play Wii U games. This is, for better or worse, their best like launch title
Okay.
they've done in a lineup in a while. And the good thing is because it's not, we don't have to wait a whole year for the other good games. So we have
Right.
Zelda, and then I'm gonna get ARMS. Like I know you guys are like bashing on it. I'm
are you
going
really?
to get it
It looks- it looks pretty fun.
It looks like a good
It
time.
looks pretty fun.
I love fighters. I love Punch Out. So if they're gonna combine the two and have these cool looking characters, I'm gonna
I
play
just
it.
feel like that game has 2 hours of content for a $60 price.
Well, it's a party game.
It's like a multiplayer game, and I have 4 siblings, so it's
Yeah.
like
That's true.
You know what I
that
mean?
all live with them in the dorms.
Yeah, they do. Please help me go to my GoFundMe so I can move out because this is absolutely
Yeah.
awful.
Before we get to the peripherals or anything, which I do want to talk about, I watched till the price announced and then I turned it off because I didn't care anymore. Virtual console. Where's
no
Virtual?
mention. There was no mention of it. There was absolutely no. Here's the thing.
Oh, yeah.
You could have
Nintendo.
literally. You could have
You do
literally
these things to
sold.
me.
You could have literally sold 10 million consoles right there if you were like, oh yeah. By the way, GameCube Virtual Console is coming.
I would've bought
and
one.
all your Virtual Console stuff is transferring
Yeah,
over.
I would've
We
bought
still
one.
have no news of that, but we
Yeah.
did get news that they're going to charge for online now, which makes absolutely no sense because
Right.
they didn't. They also mentioned that the online thing about it, there's going to be an app or whatever that's included. And the impression I got was that the app is the only way you can chat with people. Like there's no built-in chat to the system, which is
I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true.
They didn't clarify it at all.
I
So
think
the
that's
impression
true.
that I have, and probably like the basic consumer, if they're hearing this, like,
Yeah.
oh, so you have to do this through the app. Like,
And-
I don't mind doing Discord on PC, but like,
Right.
this is a console. Like, how they didn't have voice chat in Splatoon, so I can see them completely leaving it out of the console, which is ludicrous, but I can see them.
And
doing
also,
it.
like, it's strange to me because once again, like an online service, if you just look like in the past with consoles and everything, I don't even think in general, it's almost unanimously like frowned upon.
Yeah.
Like if there's a free thing, people will always go to that because it's the mentality of, so I bought the console, I bought the game, I bought an internet service. Now you want me to pay more for the internet
But
service? I
that
already
was that was one of the
have? Like,
only edges Nintendo had was that
Exactly.
Hey,
Right.
we're the only one. We're the only console left.
Yeah.
That has free internet. And now they're like, we're gonna charge you for it now. It's an
And
undisclosed
to
amount.
segue into the peripherals, it's like Nintendo saying, oh wow, the Switch is going to be super popular. We can do whatever we want with it.
Right.
We can charge, for an online service that isn't that great. We can charge $80 for a controller. We can charge $50 for half a controller.
If
They're
they
very
charge
cocky.
yeah, exactly.
if they charge for online and I still can't make my own name like on PSN or Xbox
Right.
Live and it's a friend's code, I'm gonna be livid.
What,
And
you
I'm
don't, you don't like serial
I'm
numbers
sure-
for your
no,
username?
no, I really like writing a code down. Like I'm coming from
Wait,
like
that's not still a thing on Wii U, is it?
yeah.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
just
The
think,
Wii U, 3DS, yeah, everything.
just think if like, because I like playing when the Smash Brothers for You came out. I like playing online a lot. I thought it was fun. At first it was a little choppy, but like they kind of got that done. And now like that I think about it, if I have to pay to play against people in Smash Brothers
not
online,
worth it.
it's like, I don't even, like I don't know, it's just dumb. Like
Well,
why
also,
would you do that?
like, what, there's Smash online, there's going to be Splatoon 2 online.
Mario Kart. And that's
Mario
it.
Kart, I guess. Does that warrant?
okay, well, I don't-
Did they even, what's the price point for it? Did they say monthly?
For
or-
what?
For the online service.
They've given no.
I
My
don't-
guess is it would be a yearly subscription.
If it's
service.
like $5 a
But-
month.
no,
That's
but-
not bad. Like the Pokebank or
Yeah,
whatever.
that might work.
I don't
but
think
doubt it's
charging
that.
for online is a bad thing at all.
Well, it's
because
not, but you can do it wrong easily.
Sure,
Yeah.
but if they do it right, like Xbox and PlayStation have been doing it,
It depends.
then
Like
it's fine.
Xbox, like when you pay for the whole thing, you get free games every. So if Nintendo did that, that would be
no,
kind of
you
cool.
are. You are getting one free NES or,
Or
SNES
SNES
game
console,
every
yeah.
single
But it
month.
should be something beyond a
Yeah.
console that I
Also,
already
it
have
should be
the
something
games
better
already
than.
I think it's
the
fine.
NES and
If-
SNES.
Yeah, it should be
I'd
like
gladly
GameCube
pay-
games and
Like honestly, everyone
I'd
loves
gladly
those
pay for
consoles.
online.
How many
It
of
makes it
those
better.
games do you actually want to play on a monthly basis for SNES and NES?
they probably do need money to work
Well,
online though, because like
Contrary to
they're
your
not good
belief,
at online.
John, most people actually like old games.
No, I'm like, but for the majority of them,
no,
like,
I'm with him.
It makes
I'm,
sense.
I'm with him, but there's not going to be that much out for the Switch.
Like,
to,
are you
to be able
clamoring to
supplement
play
that.
Pong every
But
week? No.
I want to go back to a point you just said where you like the PlayStation Plus and Xbox Live service because I think they've been deteriorating.
Yeah.
PS Plus now charges $60 for a service that doesn't give good games anymore, or they haven't recently.
Conflict.
It's wide. That's a wide opinion. Like the last game I really remember playing was Helldivers, which was January or February of last year as a free gift.
Helldivers?
It's
Yeah,
it's
that
a
is.
top-down like
I don't care.
really hardcore shooter for
That's a
PlayStation.
whole other topic.
But like,
Yeah.
but like they charge Xbox Live. I give a little more leeway on because their service, if it goes down, it's normally back up right away. And all the games you get on Xbox Live through that subscription service, you get to keep even if you stop paying for Xbox Live.
True.
PS Plus, you stop paying for PS Plus, every game that you've gotten is gone. Even if you bought DLC for it, it's gone.
Do you get PS Now with PS Plus?
No.
Okay, so that's the bad thing.
Yeah.
PS Now
Really?
is great.
Yeah, no.
And if you don't get them PS Plus, there's no reason. to pay
PS
for
Now is a
Plus.
whole separate subscription
That's
thing.
garbage.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to Nintendo.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So-
$80 for a controller. What?
Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
okay. So it's $70 for the Nintendo Switch Pro controller. It is $80 for the two Joy-Con things together. It is
Side things.
It is $50 if you want just a left or just a right Joy-Con.
Which is weird.
Yeah. It is
That's
$30 for the charging dock, or for the charging dock just for the Joy-Con like controller. And to get a new dock, so say like you drop your dock or it breaks or anything,
Right.
I think that's $90. The straps the straps for the thing, they're selling at $8 a piece. The plastic thread straps, they're selling for $8.
Once again, it's just the mentality of the Switch is super popular online. We can charge whatever we want for it, and people will
Right.
buy
But
it.
I don't even think they have that mentality. I just think they're
Well,
stupid.
Nintendo's always done that.
I just don't think
They've
that
always charged an
That's true.
extreme amount.
And they've
for
always had like
controllers.
an exorbitant amount of
Yeah.
peripherals. Like how much add-on crap could you buy for
Right.
the Wii?
It
What I
just,
was
like-
excited for about the Switch was that like because there's like the rumors of like all right it's going to be like it's a portable and a home console and I was like that like how's it going to work
That
how's the battery
hybrid
gonna work?
thing.
And the moment they showed the first trailer I was like okay this might actually
No,
work.
I was so excited about it.
And now it's kind of like gotten to the point of like maybe like they're charging so much because if you have the console yourself, it's like also we're not thinking of it in portable terms too. So if your friend has it and I have it, then we both have like the controllers. It's like when you have your 3DS and each person has a game of Pokemon.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So like
I'm
with the Wii U and the Wii, you have to buy the other stuff so you can have your friends to come over and play. But if everyone has their own
Inherently,
portable
with the
console,
Switch, you already have the extra stuff
right?
with it, I
They
guess.
can bring it over
Yeah.
and play with you.
But that's
which,
like-
you know, still kind of sucks for the prices, but it's also like I have a 3DS and you have a 3DS and we can play our games together on it. We
have
don't
a
need to
milkshake.
buy
But
another.
I
have a
feel like that's
milkshake.
I feel like that's just an easy way to like psych yourself up for, yeah, this purchase is worth it. Like in
Right.
my head I was like, you
Which
know what?
is-
It's a new handheld
Yeah.
and a console together. I'll do that. And then I started thinking, I'm like, but it's still really crappy in
Yeah.
a lot of
The
ways.
people who are excited for it aren't excited for that. They're excited for Zelda and Mario. Nobody's like, oh, we get to do the.
But they are making Pokemon
But this
games
is
for
the
it
thing.
and Fire Emblem.
This is the thing. At what
yeah,
point?
but I'm saying like everybody that's hyped right now.
That's
people
true, that's
that
true,
are-
that's true,
They're
that's
like
true.
Zelda and Mario. They're not like, oh, I can take it to my garage.
Right,
and play
but
it.
the problem with
at what point do
In
the
my car.
At what point do the games become not worth it to spend at
Right.
$300? Like, how many people are like? We're super nerds. Like, I love Legend of
Well,
Zelda.
speak for
loves
yourself.
Legend of
Oh,
Zelda.
yeah.
All right, Mister. I'm stoked for Resident Evil.
play sports.
No, but like, Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. Like, that is the reason I saw that trailer at the end last night. I was like, the rest of this press conference sucked, but that's enough.
Right. And I just want to say, like, it's really bad just practice to have your consumers ask why I want to buy this.
That's
Yeah.
true.
You should show them, and
Yep.
say,
You
show
should-
them a thing,
that
and they
press
say,
conference show
I
them.
want to buy that. You shouldn't have to force them to say, okay, here are my justifications for it. That means it's
Right.
inherently flawed, and inherently people aren't going to want to buy it.
You shouldn't
That's
have
bad.
to try and sell your console. The people should already just want to buy it.
Yeah,
Which
that's.
is-
I
yeah,
mean,
that's
like
a
normal,
good
like that
point.
kind of goes against like you want to sell your product, but with things like video games, especially because they're like even though they're cheaper than they've ever been, they're still expensive devices that you sink a lot of hours into.
Right.
You want those to be an instant sell, or else they're not going to be successful. We've seen. I mean, you know,
Right.
we've seen it before.
I just don't
PS
know
Vita.
if there's
PS
a.
Vita.
I don't know if there's a which the PS Vita still sold more than the Wii U. So
Uh,
Nintendo's still has a lot to
Okay, that's
learn.
true, but the 3DS is like what, the second or third most
Yeah.
sold? Like,
No,
yeah.
but here's the thing. The 3DS
My
is,
dad could beat up your dad.
the 3DS
That's
is
true, yeah.
the 3DS is on the way out. Nintendo's pulling they've stopped making Wii U's. They're not really reinforcing 3DS sales on the shelves.
I'm telling you, the Vita resurgence is coming.
Nintendo is trying to make the Switch the thing that you need to buy, the thing that you want to buy.
Right.
And like after last night's conference, I just don't see, unless like I'm a diehard Nintendo fan, or unless I'm like somebody like us who like we want to make this kind of like coverage our careers, or we're really into this. I can't see the average everyday consumer going out and buying seeing 2 Nintendo Switches in the stores like they saw 2 Wii's and being like, oh, I gotta get these because I know every single one of my friends wants one of these. I just don't see that at that stage right now.
yeah.
And that's the problem for Nintendo. Because they
Yeah.
need this to be a console that sells 10 million in the first year. They
Wahoo!
need
Wow.
it. The PS4 did that. The Xbox One almost did that. The Wii did that.
The Wii sold
the consoles that
a
didn't
lot.
sell 10 million in the first year, the Wii U and the PS Vita.
Yeah. And with that, once we end we go to breaks all on somber issues. I feel like. Anyway, we're
I'm
gonna
excited
go,
for this.
Legend of Zelda looks dope.
Legend of Zelda looks dope. We'll
Yeah,
end on
we
a
can all
positive
agree on
note.
that.
We're gonna go to a quick break. We'll be back. We're gonna talk about
Scalebound.
we're gonna talk about Scalebound a little bit, and then I want to talk about also a little bit the year ahead in video game and just nerdness. So take it a break.
What do you guys think
Birds
we're
of
nerds?
prey.
What is this? We're not nerds.
We'll see you in a little bit.
You're wearing a Daredevil
See you in
hat.
a little bit.
Ow, wow, 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 wow.
Wop, 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 wop. Hey everybody, welcome back from break. We're going to talk a little bit about the Scalebound fiasco. Logan, if you want to take this one up,
All right,
you have something to plug.
Yeah, if you stop it. If you don't know what Scalebound is, Scalebound was one of Microsoft's big first-party exclusives for, well, not really first-party, but it was an exclusive console game for them, developed by Platinum Games. Haven't had the best games recently. Star Fox Zero and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
Did they
Mutants in Manhattan.
work on
It's already
Star Fox?
taken down.
Yeah, Star Fox Zero was their thing.
They did.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Weren't the best games, but Platinum has a good history with Bayonetta 2 and things like that.
Yeah.
Metal Gear
Scalebound, there was a rumor last week or
Revengeance.
earlier this week actually. There was just Scalebound is canceled. People were like, what? And then next day it comes out, yeah, it's canceled. Which wouldn't be that big of a deal. I wasn't really excited for the game. The reason why it's concerning is because that leaves Microsoft with only a few big, exclusive games this year. So you're talking about Halo Wars 2, Crackdown 3, State of Decay 2, and Sea of Thieves. All of which, by the way, weren't revealed after 2014.
What is
like
that?
all of them
Yeah.
were, and half of them you don't even know what they are.
I've
So-
never
No,
heard
I
of
mean,
any of these games.
I disagree. I think Microsoft has a better first-party lineup right now than PlayStation or Xbox than PlayStation.
Are you serious?
Yes.
For this upcoming year? So you're saying
Reaction shots. From
It's far.
everybody.
Okay, because here's why. Because we don't have an actual release date on any PlayStation game.
He has a point.
Horizon Zero Dawn?
Besides Horizon.
Okay, but
Which was the
here's what's
crap.
coming. You don't have a release date on anything for Xbox except for Halo Wars 2. That's
Crackdown
2017.
Crackdown is released.
Crackdown doesn't
I
have
thought
a
a lot
release
of them
date.
had
It's
release,
TVA.
right? Oh.
Well,
No,
Surprising.
so on Sony you have Days Gone, God of War,
Right.
Horizon Zero
God
Dawn.
of War's not this year.
God of War.
It's
Days
dated
Gone is definitely not this year.
2017.
It's dated 2017.
God of
All
War's
of those are
coming out.
dated
Days Gone.
2017.
All right.
Oh, Days
January
Gone?
1st, 2018.
So-
You guys can all tell me how great those games were.
So if you want to,
play
so if you want to make that argument, we can make the same argument with the Xbox games. But
Yeah,
like,
we could.
what is lined up for both companies right now? PlayStation has such a stronger lineup, and they also have 35 exclusives if you count like the indie games and stuff that
Right.
they're getting. So think about the Housemarque stuff, like Matterfall and stuff like that. Those are games people on the PlayStation platform really look forward to. Microsoft people are kind of like shaking their head, like, what are we going to do right now?
So I think the reason Scalebound was dropped was because every time we saw that game, it didn't really look that great. It wasn't running well.
Every time you saw it, it was met with general like a little enthusiasm, but mainly like, what am I?
Yeah,
like,
it
what is
was
this game
always
about?
choppy. It was always kind of meh, and
Yeah.
this was a first party. This was an exclusive Xbox game,
Yeah.
and they saw the quality of it, and they said it's not going to fly.
And
We're canceling.
what they probably did is they just kind of looked at the numbers and
which
looked,
is something Sony should do.
yeah, and looked at
more
these like
often.
single player, like not like because single player games like Uncharted and stuff work, but like new single player IPs of like action adventure games, and they just don't really sell. And I think myself kind of looking at this and goes, this doesn't like we're not gonna put all this money into this new IP with all this
Exactly.
stuff.
They don't want to ruin. Okay, so you're right. So Sony has a better PlayStation. They've always had better exclusive
Lineups,
games.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
never
they
go
don't.
against
and-
Spider-Man.
The thing is, though, I will
Exactly.
say this.
Microsoft doesn't want to ruin,
Yeah.
doesn't want to tarnish their reputation with
Yeah.
a game that's just kind of meh. So they had to
Because
cancel.
I will say, like, obviously I don't know what it's going to be in the future, but in the past, at least from what I've seen, like, PlayStation exclusives look good on the outset, but they normally either don't do well or kind of fail, like, when they actually get released.
Right.
Whereas Xbox exclusives, like, a lot of them succeed. A lot of them
Okay,
succeed
but-
very, very
But
highly.
Uncharted and Last of Us,
That's- yeah,
and
exactly.
like you know what I
There-
mean.
there are
like,
shining
and that
examples.
is just Naughty Dog like
I think
carrying
you're just
the weight.
I think
but
you're thinking of like the recent one, like The Order and Knack. Yeah,
Exactly.
kind of duds, but like
yeah. Knack 2,
Until
on the way.
Dawn.
Act 2.
On the
Until
way.
Dawn, very successful.
That's true. Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
don't like
Yeah.
I don't like I'm not trying not to be a Sony pony. Like I
get
literally
you.
I haven't been playing my PlayStation that much since I got my PC, but like
Traitor.
there's a lot of good games on PlayStation.
Yeah.
A lot their
Yeah.
exclusives are usually solid.
Xbox has never excited me
That's
with
true.
their lineup. Like I've always watched it, and my biggest issue with Xbox was, and maybe and then this is just kind of like my personal experience. Growing up, I never played Halo on the Xbox. I had PlayStation, and Nintendo, and so with like these Halo games coming out and these Gears of War games coming out, I'm like,
What is this?
I never played those, so I'm not gonna go buy an Xbox to
Right.
get that. But I know the diehard fans will. And right now their lineup is
Yeah.
kind of like based off of diehard.
You're guaranteed a
Xbox fans.
Forza every year too. Which
Yeah.
Forza is a great racing game, but like once again, is that enough to make you buy an Xbox? Especially when Forza Horizon 3 came out on PC as well. Now it
Yeah.
doesn't run very well, and
Yeah, no.
it screws
If
up.
you're a
but it's
diehard racing
available.
fan, you're going to buy an Xbox for Forza.
You
'cause
are.
That's the best racing
You
game.
are.
Bar
But-
none.
Or just
Mario
I bought it
Kart
on
is
PC.
the best
Yeah.
racing game.
I want to move on.
Oh yeah, Windows 10 and Xbox One exclusive. You're right.
Yeah.
Hey,
There's no reason to buy an
That's
Xbox.
true. On the PC, I
Windows
totally
10
forgot
Gears
about
of
and
that.
War-
Wii Switch
Yeah.
All the
exclusive.
games we just talked about.
All on
Gears
PC.
of War 4, Forza Horizon 3, all came out on PC
Yeah,
this
that's
year as
true.
well.
But I want to move on to the New Year thing.
Yeah.
I just want to say, gaming industry, we lose Scalebound, but we're getting a Bulletstorm remaster. What's up with that? Just a general.
The good die.
That's
young.
what we asked for.
Email me why you did that.
With Duke Nukem in it. Thank
Yeah,
you.
email me why I did
Now
that.
Platinum can start working on Metal Gear Rising 2.
But anyway, 2017, it looks like it might be a good year. I just want to kind of go around, everyone, a couple things you're excited for. I know I'm most excited for something that's probably not going to come out this year, but it's rumored to come out this
For
year.
what?
Mountain Blade 2, Bannerlord. They said it was
You
going
just
to come
made that up.
out this year.
Mountain Blade 2 Barrel Lord?
Bannerlord. They just released a dev thing yesterday.
Never heard of this in my life.
There was a dev thing saying
It's
yesterday
like
saying
kind of popular.
we haven't even gotten the
actually.
combat down yet, so it's probably not coming out this year.
Oh,
but I'm super excited.
Isn't that
for
that game
it.
with like realistic?
It's that game with the
I saw
realistic,
that.
yeah.
Okay, that actually looked really freaking cool.
Yeah. Hope it comes
Just
out this
missing
year.
it. You don't remember.
What do you
it
guys?
is.
No, I do. Like,
What do you guys want to look forward to in 2017?
I don't know, man. Like, I'm looking forward to trying to like learn how to do PC stuff better.
Okay.
And doing stuff like that. But like,
Trader.
if you're, I'm sorry. If you're talking about from like a gameplay thing,
Yeah.
I'm excited as hell for Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And I'm very interested to see what Xbox does with Scorpio and what they do with their first party
I
stuff.
forgot
He
about
just said
Scorpio. That's
doo-doo.
totally true.
Yeah.
Scorpio. I'm
Doo-doo.
super excited for Scorpio. I really want to see what comes out of that because
Six teraflops.
as I remember, 4K gaming output on everything, which would be fantastic to see. I'm excited for that.
I'm excited how it shakes up the console.
What
race,
are you
too.
most excited for, little Jackie boy?
So this past year, I only bought like 3 games, and it was like Pokemon, Overwatch, and Final
Paladins.
Fantasy 15. Paladins is free, as
What
I
an-
said.
what an anime
Go
nerd.
watch the old episodes, and you'll see why you should.
You literally
get
only
Paladins.
bought
Don't
games
play
with
Paladins.
anime based.
But anime-based Fire Emblem.
Final Fantasy.
Yeah, Fire.
Pokemon.
Overwatch is an
Overwatch.
anime.
Yeah, go.
It's basically anime.
You're talking to
It's,
a,
Yeah.
it's basically fan
I'm
fiction.
basically weed.
You're talking.
Anyway,
You're talking to an
anyway.
Eduardo
but for
main
this
right
year,
now.
but for this year, I'm really excited for Breath of the Wild. I think that's something that we can kind of all agree on.
Arms.
I'm gonna get arms. Okay,
I'm excited for Arms
I am
too.
Game of the
gonna
year
get arms.
2016.
I'm excited for Arms too.
but
Arms too.
I'll play you in it.
but
I'll
dude,
play you in
I'll
it.
bring it in here.
I know, we're both good. We'll
have our controllers.
We shit on the Switch, but I pre-ordered one for myself and I pre-ordered another one for
Yeah,
Jack
just
and his
before the
family.
episode, like
It went live again on Amazon. I'm like, I'm gonna spend like $600 pre-ordering it for the two of us. Like,
But and I'm really excited for this year for Mario. I'm such a big Nintendo dork. Like it just this year I'll cough up a lot of money.
Pierce, tell us about Resident Evil 7.
I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, fine. Resident Evil 7 is my most anticipated game of all time. But let me explain. Okay, that game's coming out.
Hold on.
That game's coming out in like a week and a half. I'm
Yes.
gonna play it for a month. You'll never see me.
I'm also super excited. I'm super excited.
I
for
agree
it.
with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're all
but we're,
excited for
we're
Resident
never
Evil.
gonna get a chance to try it out because this man is
He's gonna be playing all the time.
cave.
Yeah, and I give that right to him. He totally does.
Oh, no,
it's totally
for sure.
fair.
I deserve
Yeah.
this.
We'll
I
have-
need a win.
We'll have some guest hosts on. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll have some people
Yeah,
on.
but
Because he's the
aside from
alternate.
Resident Evil, which is coming up very soon, I'm very excited for. I'm very excited just for E3, honestly, just to see what happens.
Same.
And I want, like Jack, I played like 2 games last year, and I want to play more this year. And specifically, I want to play the PlayStation exclusives that do come out this year.
Yeah.
Do you have any gaming New Year's resolutions? Like, do you have some? Do you want to clear out a backlog? Is there something you want to get to?
I want to.
You
there's-
should play a Final Fantasy other than 10-2.
I want to do that, but it's also a personal project of mine. I don't know if I'm gonna do it here or like on my own. I want to record myself playing through the entirety of the Dark Souls series from start to
pretty
finish, all the DLC, everything, and just doing like commentary on the whole thing.
What about Demon Souls?
I'm not buying the PS3 for that.
Dude, Demon Souls is good.
Demon Souls is really good.
What about Bloodborne?
Yeah. Well, I want to play Dark Souls first.
What
I
about
wanna
you,
play Dark
Pierce?
Souls?
To play more games.
Play more
Because my game of the year list last
Is it-
year
is that
was
a-
literally as long as the games I played.
Uncharted
last
4.
Is it because of a time thing or
Uncharted
because of
4.
like interesting the game's out?
year. Time and money.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, 2 things that.
Yeah.
Well,
somehow.
now you're a general assignment reporter for Spinnaker, so you
Jackie boy?
I want to like get a story-driven game. Like I didn't play Uncharted 4. Like I want to get a story-driven game and sit down and like every night play a couple hours. I haven't done that since The Last of Us,
Yeah.
and it's been so long because like I play Pokemon and Overwatch.
Would you consider Legend of Zelda a story-driven game? Just curious.
No. Like that's
Okay.
like adventure driven. Like
Yeah,
I might even just get Uncharted 4 and like sit down and
Well, something
play
that
through all of it.
you and I and everybody in this room, we all forgot about. Red Dead 2 is coming out this year.
Probably.
So yeah, that's going to
Probably.
be the big one. Red Dead 2.
If it does, you're gonna get one of these.
You
Rockstar. Official.
Official.
What do
Thumbs
you
up.
want to do?
I don't know. I want to try out some different stuff this year. Last year was like
Experimentation.
90% of my stuff was first-person
Gross.
shooters, and like it was legitimate
It was
too,
the
because
year
like
of first-person shooters.
Doom came out, Overwatch came out, like there was a ton of good shooters. Call of
Anime
Duty
monkeys.
Infinite Warfare, no.
And the monkeys.
Stop
Anime
doing what you're doing.
monkeys.
Oh, yeah.
And my other thing is not to buy Call of Duty this year.
That's
'cause
a good
I'm
plan.
done.
You're not going to do
That's
it. You're not going to break.
You're
No.
gonna buy it so hard.
I-
You're gonna get
Okay.
it and then write a review on it.
can I
Next week, I pre-ordered it
Can I
yesterday.
do a little 20-second spiel on this real quick?
You got exactly 20
Call
seconds.
of Duty Infinite Warfare, Infinity Ward released about 700 new items in the game, 100 new guns, 600 plus customization items. But guess what still isn't in the game? Leaderboards, which has been
10
in every
seconds?
Call of
You got 10
Duty,
seconds?
and they still don't have private lobby
5
matchmaking
seconds?
where it's closed off. It's absolutely ridiculous. The game's incomplete.
2 seconds. All right, cut off his mic. And did anybody else want to say like any like closing out things for the looking forward to?
I'm excited
next
for
year?
the year ahead in Birds of Play.
Yeah, definitely. We're gonna do some new. We're gonna get some stuff done. That's
I'd like
good.
Nintendo not
Thanks
to screw up
for
What a
more than they
pitch.
have.
What'd
Thanks
you
for
say?
having me,
That'd be
guys.
dope.
Yeah, no problem. Jackie Boy's gonna be on for a while. We're gonna have a couple new
Yeah.
hosts rotating in and out, some new graphics.
Thanks, guys.
It's gonna be great. I'm gonna do one of these now because that's what I'm getting queued for. This has
Cut
been
it off.
Kill
And
first
I'm about to break.
episode, Birds of Play, season 2017. Thanks everybody for being here. I'm John Styler McCrone.
Logan Anstead.
I'm Jack Plefko.
I don't even care.
See you next
Wow.
week, everybody. Oh wait, I wanted to say, zoom in on this shirt. My cousin got me this for Christmas. Thank you. It's a Birds of Play. How much is it? It's a Birds of Play hoodie. Or not hoodie. Polo. Very good. Thank you for that.
Nice,
Also,
nice word
I
speak.
got this nice mug with my sister on it, so that's
Okay,
cool.
yeah, let's just. All right, that's the show. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
See, during that entire thing is when we're
Water.
going to be rolling credits.
Drink it.
Oh God.
Oh, man. What is going on?
I have the curse where my job is to talk on live, and I can't talk.
I got a mug with my sister on it. Hey, I'm gonna drink it now. Look,
Why is
I'm-
that a thing? Like
look,
people
I'm
whose
sipping
job
on her
is to
head.
talk can't talk. Like I have, like like commentators always complain when they're doing their job for a living is to talk, and they mess up words like all the time. I have that. I think it's just.
That's your issue.
All right, just share all over me. It's okay. It's just you.
John, you did a good job, man. You talked about your sister real well.
Oh, thanks, man.